What if I told you that everything you've been taught about understanding men is completely wrong? And that by the time most women figure out these 9 brutal truths, they've already wasted years of their lives chasing the wrong things, loving the wrong way, and wondering why they keep ending up heartbroken? I'm about to share with you the 9 things that older women in their 40s, 50s, and beyond wish they had known in their 20s and 30s. These aren't pretty truths. They're not what you want to hear. But they're what you need to hear if you want to save yourself from years of confusion, disappointment, and wondering what went wrong. Last week, I was having coffee with my friend Sarah. She's 47, successful, beautiful, and she looked at me with tears in her eyes and said, "I wish someone had told me these things when I was 25. I could have saved myself so much pain." Sarah had just ended a 3-year relationship with a man who seemed perfect on paper. He was charming, said all the right things, and made her feel special until he didn't. And as we talked, she shared insight after insight that she'd learned too late. That conversation inspired this video. Because the truth is, there are patterns in how men think, love, and behave that most of us only figure out after we've been through the emotional ringer. And today, I'm going to share those patterns with you not to make you cynical, but to make you wise. Truth number 1: men fall in love with how you make them feel. Here's the first brutal truth that will change everything. Men don't fall in love with your beauty. They fall in love with how your beauty makes them feel about themselves. Let me explain what I mean. When a man is with you, he's not just looking at you, he's looking at himself through your eyes. If you make him feel like he's the most interesting person in the room, like he's funnier than he actually is, like he's more capable than he sometimes feels, that's when he becomes addicted to you. I learned this from watching my neighbor Maria. She's not conventionally stunning, but men are drawn to her like magnets. Why? Because when she looks at them, they see themselves as heroes. When she laughs at their jokes, they feel like comedians. When she asks for their help, they feel needed and strong. The brutal truth? Your physical beauty might get his attention, but it's how you make him feel about his own worth that makes him stay. This is why some of the most gorgeous women struggle to keep men interested long term, while other women who understand the secret have men falling head over heels for them. Most women spend hours perfecting their appearance, but the women who truly captivate men spend time perfecting the art of making a man feel like the best version of himself when he's with her. Truth number 2: men withdraw when processing emotions. Truth number 2 is going to save you from so much unnecessary anxiety. When a man goes quiet or pulls back, it's usually not because he's losing interest. It's because he's processing emotions he doesn't know how to handle. Here's what most women don't understand: men are taught from childhood to suppress their emotions. So when a man starts developing real feelings for you, it actually scares him. Not because he doesn't want those feelings, but because he doesn't know what to do with them. Think about it this way: you know how when you're upset, you want to talk it out. Well, men are the opposite. When they're emotionally overwhelmed, they retreat. They go to their mental cave to figure things out. I remember my friend Lisa telling me about her boyfriend David. 3 months into their relationship, he suddenly became distant. She was convinced he was about to break up with her. She was planning dramatic conversations, wondering what she did wrong. But then he showed up at her door with flowers and said, "I've been thinking, and I'm falling in love with you." That scared me, but I figured out that I want this. The brutal truth? His withdrawal wasn't rejection, it was him processing the biggest emotional shift of his life. Most women panic and chase during this phase, which actually pushes men away. The women who give men space to process are the ones who end up with the deepest, most committed relationships. Truth number 3: men respect boundaries over kindness. This third truth is going to make some of you uncomfortable, but here it is: men respect your boundaries more than they respect your kindness. I know we've been taught that being sweet, accommodating, and agreeable is the way to win a man's heart. But here's what actually happens when you have no boundaries: men lose respect for you. Not because they're bad people, but because they're human beings, and human beings value what they have to work for. Let me tell you about 2 women I know, Jessica and Amanda. Jessica was the sweetest woman you'd ever meet. She'd drop everything for her boyfriend, never disagreed with him, and always put his needs first. Amanda, on the other hand, had clear boundaries. She had her own life, her own opinions, and she wasn't afraid to say no. Guess which one got the ring? Amanda. Because men don't want a doormat, they want a partner. They want someone who challenges them, who has their own life, who brings something valuable to the table. The brutal truth is this. Every time you say yes when you want to say no, every time you accommodate when you should stand firm, every time you bend over backward to avoid conflict, you're teaching him that your needs don't matter. And if your needs don't matter to you, why should they matter to him? Men are attracted to women who value themselves. They want to be with someone who knows her worth, not someone who's grateful for any attention she gets. Truth number 4, men choose based on timing. Here's a brutal truth that might sting. A man can love you deeply and still not choose you if the timing isn't right. This is probably the hardest pill to swallow, but it's crucial to understand. Men are very practical about relationships. They think about where they are in their career, their finances, their life goals. They consider whether they're ready to be the man they think you deserve. I've seen this play out so many times. A woman will be perfect for a man. They have chemistry, compatibility, genuine love, but he's not ready to commit because he's not where he wants to be in life. Then, 2 years later, he meets someone else who might not be as perfect for him, but the timing is right, and he marries her. This isn't about you not being good enough. This is about understanding that men operate differently. They don't just follow their hearts, they follow their logic too. The brutal truth? You can't love someone into being ready for commitment. You can't convince someone to choose you if they're not in the right place in their life. The women who understand this don't waste years trying to prove their worth to someone who isn't ready to see it. Instead, they focus on being with men who are actually available emotionally, mentally, and practically. They don't settle for potential. They don't wait around for someday. They choose men who are ready to choose them back, right now. Truth number 6, men test your confidence. Here's a truth that might surprise you. Men test your confidence way more than they test your loyalty. Society tells us that men are worried about women cheating or leaving them for someone better. But the reality is, most men are more concerned about whether you truly believe in yourself and in the relationship. Men are attracted to confidence because confidence signals security. When you're confident, you're not constantly seeking reassurance. You're not creating drama to get attention. You're not making him responsible for your happiness. But here's how men test your confidence, and most women don't even realize it's happening. He might not text you back immediately to see if you'll panic. He might mention another woman to see if you'll get jealous and insecure. He might make plans without you to see if you'll become clingy or demanding. These aren't malicious tests, they're subconscious ways he's gauging whether you're truly securing yourself and in what you bring to the relationship. The brutal truth? If you fail these confidence tests, he'll start to see you as needy and insecure. But if you pass them, if you trust him, trust yourself, and don't react emotionally to every little thing, he'll see you as a woman who's genuinely confident and secure. The women who understand this don't chase, don't demand constant reassurance, and don't create drama to get attention. They focus on building their own confidence and security, which naturally makes them more attractive to men. Truth number 7, men value your independence. Truth number 7 is going to challenge everything you think you know about relationships. Men value your independence more than your devotion. I know this sounds counterintuitive. We're taught that men want women who are devoted, who make them the center of their world. But here's what actually happens when you make a man your whole world: he starts to feel suffocated and loses respect for you. Men are attracted to women who have their own lives, their own goals, their own friends. They want to be an important part of your life, not your entire life. Think about it this way: what's more attractive? Someone who chooses to be with you because they want to, or someone who clings to you because they have nothing else? The answer is obvious. I saw this play out with my friend Monica. She was so devoted to her boyfriend that she gave up her hobbies, stopped seeing her friends, and made him her whole world. At first, he liked the attention. But gradually, he started to pull away. He'd make comments like, "Don't you have anywhere else to be? Or don't you miss your friends?" The brutal truth is this: men don't want to be responsible for your entire happiness. They want to add to your happiness, not create it. When you're independent, you're choosing to be with him from a place of strength, not from a place of need. Independence doesn't mean you don't care about him or that you don't want to spend time with him. It means you're a complete person on your own, and you're choosing to share your complete life with him. That's incredibly attractive to men because it takes the pressure off them to be everything to you. Truth number 8. Men need appreciation over love. Here's truth number 8, and it's a game changer. Men don't fall out of love because they feel unloved, they fall out of love because they feel unappreciated. This is a crucial distinction that most women miss. You might tell him you love him every day, but if you don't show appreciation for what he does, he'll eventually start to feel like nothing he does is good enough. Men show love through actions. They fix things, they provide, they protect, they solve problems. When those actions go unnoticed or unappreciated, they start to feel invisible and unvalued. I remember talking to my friend's ex-husband after their divorce. He said, "I worked 2 jobs to give her everything she wanted. I fixed everything in the house. I handled all the finances. But she never said thank you. She just pointed out what I hadn't done yet. This broke my heart because I knew she loved him. But she didn't appreciate him, and eventually, that love wasn't enough." The brutal truth? Men need to feel appreciated more than they need to feel loved. They need to know that their efforts matter, that their contributions are valued, that they're making a positive difference in your life. This doesn't mean you should fake appreciation or praise him for doing basic adult tasks. But it does mean acknowledging the things he does that make your life better, saying thank you when he helps you, and recognizing his efforts to be a good partner. The women who master this have men who will move mountains for them, because those men know their efforts are seen and valued. Truth number 9. Men commit when they feel like winners. And here's the final brutal truth, the one that explains so much about male behavior. Men commit when they feel like they're winning, not when they feel like they're settling. This is why a man might be with you for years without proposing, but then marry someone else within months. It's not necessarily that he loves her more, it's that with her, he feels like he's winning at life. What does winning mean to a man? It means he feels like he's with someone who enhances his life, who makes him a better version of himself, who he's proud to be with. It means he feels like he's chosen someone amazing, not just someone who's available. Men have egos. That's not a bad thing, it's just reality. They want to feel like they've won the lottery in love. They want their friends to be envious of their relationship. They want to feel like they're with someone special. This is why playing hard to get sometimes works, not because men like the chase, but because it makes them feel like they're winning something valuable when they finally get you. The brutal truth? If you make yourself too available, too easy, too accommodating, you rob him of the feeling that he's won something special. But if you maintain your value, your standards, your independence, if you make him feel like he's incredibly lucky to be with you, that's when he'll want to lock you down. This doesn't mean playing games or being manipulative. It means genuinely being someone worth winning. It means having standards, maintaining your value, and not settling for less than you deserve. These 9 brutal truths aren't easy to hear, but they're essential to understand if you want to build the kind of relationship that lasts. Here's what I want you to remember. Understanding men isn't about changing yourself to please them. It's about understanding the game so you can play it better. It's about knowing what really matters to them so you can focus your energy on the right things. The women who figure this out early, who understand that men value confidence over beauty, independence over devotion, appreciation over love, these are the women who get the commitment, the respect, and the lasting relationships they deserve. Start implementing just one of these truths this week. If you struggle with boundaries, practice saying no to one small thing. If you tend to be overly available, make plans with friends. If you don't appreciate your partner enough, tell him one specific thing you're grateful for every day. Small changes create big results. Your future self is counting on you to learn these lessons now, not after years of heartbreak and confusion. You deserve a love that's built on understanding, respect, and genuine connection.